feel better. You had nothing to say. But I know we're going to be back. I know it. I know we're going to be back, boys. I know it in my heart. Like, this is the worst feeling in the world. I hope everybody comes back because this team's special.
All right. Welcome everyone to the round 4, which equals Stanley Cup Final preview show. I am hosting this one tonight. My name is Rich, and we got Roger in the house. Welcome, Roger.
Hey.
And the real Terry M is here again. Boys, we've had some, knock on wood, we've had some pretty good luck with this combination for these preview shows.
Carry it on. One more round.
Yeah, one more round, 4 more wins. We're almost there, and this 35-year wait will finally be over. So welcome everybody to the episode. On today's episode, we are going to quickly go over the game schedule as well as the money line coming out of Vegas for the series. We're going to go over a couple of tweets, and then Roger, Terry, and myself will give our takes on the series, as well as we will give you some of our X factors, and last but not least, we will give you our predictions. We've been 3 for 3, so hopefully we can continue that streak as well, calling it in the amount of games too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, welcome everybody, and before we get going, I just want to quickly remind everybody that we are approaching our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So wish us some luck by hitting that subscribe button if you can, and supporting the channel. We'd really appreciate it. So boys, we're going to kick this episode off with the schedule, and there it is, the Stanley Cup Finals, Florida versus Edmonton. And as we discussed before in the previous video, we do have home ice advantage, which I think is going to be huge. We'll probably get to that later in our takes. But game 1, unless you've been sleeping under a rock for the last few days, is coming up Wednesday, June 4th at 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time. That's Edmonton time, 8 p.m. Eastern, but 6 o'clock p.m. Edmonton time. And game 2 is on June 6th, which is a Friday. So that's going to be a rockin' terror dome there on June 6th. I couldn't imagine how loud it's going to be in there. And then go ahead,
guys,
Terry.
That there's a 3-day break in between games 2 and 3, and also in between games 5 and 6.
You are 100% correct. So we go from Friday, we skip Saturday, Sunday, and we go to Monday, where the Oilers fly in to Florida, and then they play on the 12th and 14th. And then, like Terry said, we have another 3-day break, should it go that far, and they resume again on the 17th, followed by 3-day break for a game 7, should it go that far. So that is your schedule. Hope that you can organize your time around that. And next up is going to be the odds. Now, boys, it's been rough this year with all of the haters there on our Oilers. I mean, we were severe underdogs against the Kings, and underdogs again against the Golden Knights, and then against Dallas. It kind of was getting a little bit better, but Dallas was still favored by some of the odds makers. And for this series, Roger, I'll let you have at this. The Oilers are favored minus 125, and the Panthers are plus 105. Is that right, Terry? 105?
Yeah. 105.
105. It's a little bit small there, but finally we're getting a little bit of respect. Roger, what's your take on that?
Yeah, it really makes no sense. Like, now they're giving us respect when we go up against the best team we've faced so far.
The
So you
defending
think that-
champions.
Yeah, and defending champs. This is their third straight year to the Stanley Cup Final. Like, maybe they should have given us that respect against somebody like LA. So I don't know how what the thinking is, but that stuff doesn't really worry me at all. We beat the odds so far, and whether we're favorites or underdogs, I really don't think it makes any difference to the guys in the locker room.
Yeah, I agree. I think the boys are hungry and they're just waiting for it. Terry, what do you think? We're finally getting some respect around here.
I was hoping that they would be underdogs again, because this whole playoffs I've been cashing in on the Oilers. So I was hoping that they would be underdogs, and they talked about it before. They like being the underdogs in every series. Again, Raja said it correctly. Like, it means absolutely nothing right now. The Oilers are focused, especially McDavid and Draisaitl. They're focused. They don't care about superstition. They don't care about playoff odds. They don't care about anything. Their mind is winning the cup. They do not want to go through, and we've all seen that video in the locker room. They do not want to go through what they had to last year.
Speaking of superstition, I have my lucky Oilers sunglasses on. I have my Year of the Snake Oiler lucky hat on, and I have my Finish the Story W Cody Rhodes Oiler crossover shirt on, because this is the year. So I will keep going with my superstitions. Don't forget about the lucky game towel that's been on this mic since it's upside down.
No, you had it right.
You had it right.
You had it right.
Round 1, game 3.
There you go. Round 1, game 3.
So the first
home game.
Yeah.
This thing has not moved off the microphone, even for other videos. It's been on the whole time. So, cool. So next up here is we are going to take a quick peek at a couple of tweets that came in after we defeated Dallas to move on to the Stanley Cup. Just wanted to share them with our viewers, and just a quick reminder, we are on Twitter X as well as Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us at Frozen Oil Hockey. And let's check out some of these awesome tweets. So the first one here is from Oilers After Dark, BW. Special emotional video call with Zach Hyman. And this was, you can see they're wearing the championship hats there. Let's get the sound going on this.
Love you, Hutch.
Baby. Love ya.
Can't wait to see you, pal.
Yeah. Love you, Hutch. Love you, bud.
Love you, Hymo.
Yes, baby. Love ya.
Can't wait to see you, pal.
Yeah. Love you, Hutch. Love you, bud.
Like, how cool is that? How connected is this team? They called Zach Hyman right away from the locker room after they defeated the Stars and won the Western Conference. And right away they're calling him. To me, that just says tight-knit group all over it.
For sure, yeah. I mean, and Hyman, right? They appreciate everything he did for them, not just this year, really since he signed here. He's been a warrior. And this year, I mean, he really wanted to put his stamp on the playoff run. And I think he did, and unfortunately he got injured. So nothing gets past these guys. They know what everybody's doing. And they appreciate every single person, whether they're playing, 4 minutes a game or 20 minutes a game. They appreciate everybody's role.
Yeah, and I think you get a ring if you play one game, but Hyman is very, very, very much so. If the Oilers can win the cup, is very deserving of a Stanley Cup ring. Terry, what are your thoughts on that video?
Well, I think it goes back to not even what he did this playoffs. I mean, we all saw the video. I think Rich, you played it of the video last year when they lost Game 7. You see it in the locker room. It wasn't McDavid that was talking. It wasn't Draisaitl. It wasn't Nugent Hopkins. It was Zach Hyman that was in the locker room telling the guys that he was proud of them and that he felt it in his heart that we were going to be here where we are right now again this year. So I think a lot of it had to do with that as well. They look at Hyman as the leader on the team, not just on the ice, but also in the locker room as well.
For sure. Let's move on to this next one here. It's from Sportsnet. A look at the Stanley Cup playoff points leaders following the conference finals. So this is up to date here, and you have McJesus at 26 and the Deutschland Dangler right behind him at 25 and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins at 18 and Evan Bouchard at 17. So 4 of the 5 top scorers in the playoffs are Edmonton Oilers. Roger, what do you think of that?
The only one that surprises me is Nuge, to be honest, that he's up that high. But I expected McDavid to be 1. I expected, Draisaitl to be 2 from the very beginning. And Bush, for sure. Last year his point total was crazy. And I thought he'd be top 5 as well when everything is said and done. So, Nuge is a pleasant surprise.
T-Dot.
All of that is expected. It's kind of funny to see that, Florida's top scorer is tied with Bouchard for scoring. Not to downplay anything Florida's done. They have a deep team. So if you were to expand that, you would start seeing, the Sam Bennett pop up in there, the Evan Rodriguez and all of that kind of stuff there. But then you would also, see Corey Perry pop up in there as well. Evander Kane, Zach Hyman before his injury. So you have 2 really, really, really deep teams that are going to be coming in here. It's going to be a battle. I think the Oilers definitely have the edge on offense, as you can tell by the stats. But it's going to be a close matchup going into the finals here.
And moving on to the last tweet here. This one is from BR Open Ice. And BR stands for Bleacher Report. And it goes on to say, last year, Connor McDavid was the last Oiler to leave the ice while the Panthers celebrated their Stanley Cup victory. Now McDavid has another shot to win what he's worked for his entire life. And I wanted to share this one because I didn't see this clip. I don't know how. And I don't know if it's from a cell phone or what, but there's McDavid waiting for everybody to leave off the ice. And when you see a video like this, there he is with Perry. It's just, I got emotional when I saw this. I have to be honest. It's like Perry couldn't even look at him. McDavid couldn't even look at him. And then they finally, hug it out there. They battled through so much last year to come up 1 goal short. Just when you watch this video, you just say to yourself, as a team, Connor McDavid as the leader of this team, and every Oiler, pretty much the entire nucleus of the team came back this year, with the exception of a few Fogle and Holloway and DC and McLeod, but Desharnais, but the rest are all here again. And you just know they don't want to go through that again. You just have a feeling that, as much as they upped it last year when they went down 3-0 to come back and tie the series and force it to a Game 7, you just know that they're going to somehow, some way up it even more. And speaking of upping it and even more and what's going to happen, we are going to get to the best part of the show, which is each of us is going to give our takes and what our X factors are for this series. And Roger, you ready to rock on this or what?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, buddy, hit us up. What is your take on this series and maybe an X factor or 2?
Well, my take is I just want to share some stats about the Oilers. So since losing the first 2 games to LA, their record is 12-2. Their goal differential is +25. Power play 34.3%. save percentage 914. I mean, those are unbelievable stats. Those tell me like these guys are rolling as much as they can. Like I don't know if they could do better what they've done in the past 14 games. And then if you look at their stats from the opposition's point of view, so I'm going to give you one example. Jake Ottinger, these are his numbers the first 2 rounds. He played Colorado, so McKinnon, McCarr. Then he played Winnipeg, the team with the best record in the regular season. Against those 2 teams, he had a goals against average of .247 and a save percentage of .919. Very
Sick.
respectable numbers.
Sick numbers.
Now, the same numbers against the Oilers. His goals against 3.93 and his save percentage 853. I mean, wow, what a difference. So that tells me, I mean, the Oilers are absolutely lethal. We see it, you know, as fans, obviously. The media sees it, but the numbers also tell it. Like, these guys are just rolling. Florida is going to be a challenge for sure. The biggest challenge so far. Florida has allowed the least goals so far this playoff run. Their goaltending and their defense, very, very good. But the Oilers have proven over the years they can get to any goalie. And I think they're going to take their experience from last year against Bobrovsky, and they're going to just throw different things at him. And you have to. You can't just, like, you know, shoot from the same spot. You got to be in the slot. You got to, you know, disrupt his rhythm with Kane. You know, before the injury, I was thinking about my X Factor. I was going to tell you it was going to be Hyman, because I thought Hyman's game would be huge. He'd be in front of the net, you know, pissing them off, getting him off his game, just dirty goals, like Ryan Smith style back in the day. Now that he's gone, other guys have to step up, you know, and Kane is going to have to do that. Perry's going to have to do that. So I think you got to attack their defense and the goaltending from every angle possible, from, you know, the blue line with Bush's bomb, up close, you know, get in their face. And I love the fact that this year, every pair of defensemen that we have can make that stretch pass. And that's going to be key against the best forechecking team in the game. That's, you know, honestly what scares me the most about Florida is their forecheck. It's relentless, like non-stop. They don't get tired on the forecheck. It's crazy. I watched the series against Carolina. They absolutely crushed them. So how do you fight that if you're the Oilers? You know, you make a couple of really nice long stretch passes, and then you make them think twice about forechecking so hard. And I think, you know, they have Klingberg can do that. Wallman can do that. Bush can do that. Ekholm can even do that. So our defense is it's different this year, and I think it's gonna play a huge role.
Awesome. And yeah, great takes, Raj, and I agree with everything you said. So I might just skip my turn when it gets to
Raj took all my points away, so we might as well just skip me.
Yeah,
that's a good one, Raj.
We did light up Bobrovsky for how many goals in Game 4? Was it
8
6?
goals, I believe.
Was it 8?
But,
yeah, 8 goals.
Yeah.
We scored 5 against Bobrovsky, I think, this year in the regular season. We lost the game, so we scored 5 against them this year.
The thing with that guy is when he breaks, like, he shatters. He just completely shatters. So it's gonna be interesting. Great job, Roger. Terry, what you got for your take on this series and maybe an X factor or two?
I mean, Raj covered a lot of it. I was gonna say Florida's forecheck is lethal. When you have players like Anton Liddell and Eetu Luostarinen and Brad Marchand, like they are constantly coming at you. So from the back end, we need to be able to make composed plays, and we need to make crisp passes to get that puck out of the zone. That's going to be very important. The one thing I noticed with this series is you really have offense versus defense in the grand scheme of things. Oilers can still play defense, don't get me wrong, but you got the highest scoring team versus the team that has allowed the least amount of goals. The one thing I did notice, though, with Florida is their depth comes from their top 3 lines. They're a deep team, but they have a very strong top 3 lines. You're going to get, from the Oilers, your top 2 lines, you're going to get, 15 plus minutes, and then you're probably going to get 12 to 15 minutes from third and fourth line. With Florida, you're going to get 16 to 20 minutes from their top 2 lines, top 3 lines. Their fourth line plays less than 10 minutes a game, and the reason why I bring that up is the last time we saw that was Series 1 in LA. LA did not play their fourth line, and it took a while for the Oilers to get on it, but they eventually exposed it. LA looked tired at the end of the series, and anytime they played the fourth line, the Oilers lit them up. So we'll see if that kind of plays out in the same way. If the Oilers can force Florida to play that fourth line, and if we can expose them that way. So I think that's going to be very, very, very important to see what happens on that end. As for my X factors, I got 2. Raj, you said it once. You said Hyman was going to be your X factor. Because he got injured, I think Corey Perry is going to be massive in this series. He's going to be the one that's going to be in front of the net. He's one of the few forwards I think that plays, really well with McDavid, other than obviously Draisaitl and Nuge. He's one that can actually keep up with them. So I think Corey Perry is going to play a big role in this. And this hasn't been an X factor, I would say, maybe since the LA series, but special teams, I think, is going to play a huge part in the series. Oilers in the playoffs have had 125 penalty minutes. Can you guys guess what Florida has had? 279 penalty minutes in this series. That's 2.5 games more in penalty minutes. That's insanity. Like that's crazy. Like, they play a very aggressive game. They try to get underneath your skin. Sometimes they take it too far, and they're going to get called on it. So the Oilers, the Oilers power play, they're going to really have to try to capitalize on the power play and not retaliate, right? Because obviously the penalty kill isn't doing so well. Mind you, we got our best penalty killer back last game, right? So that's going to play a big part. So those are going to be my 2 X factors. It's going to be Corey Perry and special teams, I think, this series.
Great take, Terry. And the penalty killer you're referring to is Brownie, and he is currently hiding in a closet.
Ekholm, probably.
Ekholm.
Yeah.
Ekholm,
right?
sorry.
Yeah.
Because Connor Brown's been injured too.
And he's coming back. Coming back for game 1 too. So. Yes,
he's hiding in the cupboard right now. Ekholm is massive for the Oilers especially on the penalty kill for sure. Well, it's gonna come to me now, and I'm not to repeat everything that was already said, but for me, the biggest thing is the puck movement on the defense. I feel this is going to be gigantic in defeating the Florida Panthers. Been saying it all playoffs. Klingberg, the emergence of Klingberg has been gigantic for the Oilers, especially with the absence of Ekholm. But Ekholm can move the puck, and Wallman can move the puck, and Bouchard can move the puck. Even if it came down to it, like, Stetcher can move the puck. Like, we can break that puck out, and for me, it's so important. Much like all these other teams that play this kind of trap, kind of clog it up game that the Florida Panthers play, the Oilers need to be able to score first. And once they can get a lead, the Panthers have to cheat, and the Oilers' counter-strike is unbelievable. The amount of odd man rushes that these guys can develop is just crazy. So, to me, that's so important in this series. And I was going to also mention, Terry, the power play. I think the power play is going to be huge. It hasn't been that successful throughout this playoffs, nowhere near what we all know it's capable of. So I think that's going to be a big thing. My X factors for me, I think a big one is going to be Arvidsson. I think he's going to see more playing time. Unfortunately, with Connor Brown coming back, it's probably going to be Jeff Skinner that's going to come out. But one or the other is going to be a huge X factor. These guys are playing on the fourth line. On most teams, at worst, these guys are on second lines. So I think our third and fourth lines have improved tremendously, and I think we're going to get scoring from them. And that's pretty much my take and on the series and my X factors. So that all is going to leave us with the best part, which is our predictions. So we'll kick it off. Who wants to go first, actually? Is there somebody volunteer to go first?
Roger, I went first last time. You go, buddy.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Raj.
Well, by the way, since I can't choose Hyman as my X factor, you know, I'm taking McDavid as my X factor. McDavid
Can't go wrong with that.
there is no way he's losing to them again. I mean, you could tell, like, just the way the way he's talking, the way he's playing, like it's not happening. Sorry. And
how about the way he grabbed that trophy and said, "I don't care.
Exactly.
Nothing's stopping me this year."
Exactly. That shows me confidence. That's what it did. Not bad luck. No, this guy's confident. Like, he's gonna get it done. So he's my X factor, and I think Skinner will be just great for us. I don't think I'm not worried. I mean, he's playing so well. He's just got to keep us in the game long enough for the boys to get to Bob. So I'm good there, and I predict Oilers in 6.
Oilers in 6.
I'm respecting Florida. I mean, I hate them, but doesn't mean I shouldn't respect them. They are a really good team, deep, so much experience. So I'm going to give them 6 games, but McDavid will get it done.
I love that prediction, especially because it ends with the Oilers winning a Stanley Cup. T-Dot, what you got?
So I would like to know, like, the Oilers going into this series, they're a completely different team than they were. Although you have a lot of returning players, they're a completely different team that went into the series last year. Last year, they were happy to be there. They were excited. Remember, they played. Well, Draisaitl was beat up that series. He had a rib injury, I think a hand injury. McDavid, I think, was injured. Evander Kane had a sports hernia, I think. So I would like to know how much of that time at the end of the regular season for the Oilers to get healthy. Obviously, Hyman's injured now, but for the most part, they're all going into this series, pretty healthy, and we need them to all go into this series healthy to win a cup.
And Terry, you should touch on home ice too. We haven't talked about that yet.
Well, and that's the thing. And home ice is different, right? They had to play on the road, and you watch all these videos. And Rich, you've played them. We played them in the previous ones. You've seen the Zach Hyman one. You've seen the one McDavid when he was yelling. You've seen the one that while he's on the ice. He's on the ice there waiting for everybody to go in. You've seen the videos when they announced him to win the Conn Smythe last year. When I was playing sports in high school, Richie, and everything, I would remember, and it would eat away at me just to lose to Edmonton down the road from us. Can you imagine? Like, those moments are embedded in these guys' brains and their hearts right now. There is no way they're going to go through that again. So because of that, Oilers in 5.
Ooh,
nothing.
Oilers in 5.
Nothing. I think Florida is still full. They've had their take there. This is their 3rd time. They're still full from last year. The Oilers are more hungry this year. Oilers are going to win it in 5.
I love it.
Oilers in 5. Great pick, and especially because at the end of it, the Oilers win the Stanley Cup.
Game 5 at home. They're bringing it home to us.
Yeah, I'm gonna get trashed in the comments for this for sure. I'm gonna tell you right now. I just can't believe that the Oilers haven't got a sweep yet. When I called a sweep against Dallas, everybody went crazy. There was comments about getting struck by lightning and stuff like that. But I honestly do not see the Oilers losing either of the 2 games in Edmonton. And I just think they're going to put the pedal to the metal and get this over with. And I'm predicting a sweep in 4 games and they're not going to let Florida even win one game. That's what I think is going to happen. And the reasoning behind it is exactly what both of you have already said. They're not going to go back to that position again, and they're not even going to want to get even a smell of that. They don't want to give even a taste of victory at any point. And the fact that McDavid, Draisaitl are healthy is going to be a huge difference from last year. And last year, the Oilers should have won Game 1. That's 100%. So I think that this year, Game 1 is going to be an absolute bloodbath. That's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Florida's going to take it too far as usual. Oilers are going to get power plays, and Oilers are going to score and score and score and score. And with our revamped defense, I ain't half as worried as I was last year. So I think we're going to bring out the brooms, and it's going to be the Edmonton Oilers.
Man,
4 games.
100%. I like it. I love it, man. I hope you're right.
So, yeah.
I hope I'm wrong and you're right.
I hope we're all right.
I hope,
As long as the Oilers
I
win
hope
it
one
at
of
the
us
end,
are
we'll be
right.
pretty happy. Once again, full disclosure, this is a Oilers fan channel. We're all fans of the Oilers, hardcore our whole lives. And of course, we're going to go with the Oilers. Florida is a very, very, tough opponent. But I also do see fatigue coming into effect here. It's not easy to go 3 years in a row all the way to the Stanley Cup final, right? So I just think the Oilers are going to have the juice. They're healthy, and they are going to put the pedal to the metal, and they are just going to run away with this thing. So that is going to do it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Raj, Terry, thanks so much for doing this again and for coming on board for the entire playoffs. It's been such a blast. And hopefully we get to do a celebration video once this series is over.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. And I know we're going to catch a few of the games together, so that's going to be super fun. I'm looking forward to it, boys. And that's going to do it for the episode. But before we go, most importantly,
go Oilers, go!
Come on, baby, let's go!
Go Oilers, go!
We want the cup!
We want the cup! We want the cup! We want the cup!
NHL Hockey, the channels you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With David leading, we're built to exceed.